Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel My Study, and in this video we are going to host one static website using S3, an object storage solution available inside the AWS. So without much further ado, let me just simply go to my console and here on S3. So to host anything on S3 you need to have a bucket. So let's just quickly create one bucket with bare minimum option. We are going to change. So let's say that will be my S3 AWS web. That is the bucket name we are going to keep. Let's say in case this particular name won't be accepted, we'll change it. Remaining all option we'll just go ahead with as it is, and later we are going to have a change of all the options. Okay, so our web is ready. That means my bucket is ready. Inside the bucket, let's just upload a very simple index.html kind of file. So I'm just going to create, let's say in my notepad, a very simple which we want to host it. Let's say simple h1 tag hello s3. Okay, and let's just save it. So I'm just going to save to my, I think download folder is fine for me. Just the one simple file. Let's say it will be, it's not going to, we don't want to replace anything. Okay, yeah, so it is being saved. Now I need to upload it. So I'll just go to my download folder. Let's say download and index.html. Okay, being uploaded. Now we are simply going to our index.html file console, and here you will get one URL. Okay, let me just browse through this particular URL, and you can see we got access denied. So there are some changes you need to do at this particular level. So I'll go back to my bucket level access, my S3 AWS web, and here you can have a look at, there are a few changes you need to perform. Like if you just go to the properties of this particular bucket, just go down, we have one options like static web hosting. Let me add it, and I just want to make it enable, host a static website. And what is my index document? So in our case it's a index.html only. That is what we kept. In case you have kept some other page as your home document or a default page for your website, you can always change it from here. So that is the one change we have done. Now we'll go back and again test it, and again it's a access denied. So there are a few more changes you need to do it. So one change we have done, that is static website hosting enable. The next thing in permission stuff, we want to allow public access. So currently block all public access is on, so we just need to disable it, and it just allow this web page to be accessed from publicly. So for that I have to allow public access and remove this block public access. So that is another change we have done. Now if I just try to access, still not being able to access. So there is one more change, like a access control list. So if you have seen that object ownership, so control the ownership of object returned to the buckets from the AWS account. So and use of access control list, that is ACL. So currently it's a ACL disabled. That means on each individual object level you don't have a control over it. So for that you have to go for ACL enable. Let me just make it I acknowledge ACLs to be restored. So in that particular case, each object have individual level permission we can define. Now ACL also being enabled. If I just try for once again, still access denied. Now ACL is been enabled for this particular whole buckets, but at each individual object level I have to make it public using ACL. So that thing we haven't done. Now in this particular case we have just one documents, so that is perfectly fine. But in case you have multiple documents, you can select all the folders, all the documents, all the objects within this particular bucket, select it, press on action and make public using ACLs. Okay, so there are some 4 changes we have done. I'll just re-go through all the changes once again. And bang on, we are able to access it, that means we are able to access our page. So let me just go through once again all the changes which I have applied. So now one thing, we just host on static website hosting, we just make it enable. Blocking all public access, we just disable it, that means all public access is allowed. Object ownership, we have changed from AWS account to ACL level. And the last one will be, once we enable this ACL at a bucket level, for each individual object available inside the bucket, we just enable this ACL. So after these 4 changes, we are successfully able to access this particular website.